Hello, 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 and welcome to Zipadee Doo Dah Disney, the podcast where we help you make the most of your Disney vacation using tips from experienced people just like you. So sit tight and let's get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome to episode 14 of Zipadee Doo Dah Disney. I'm your host, Eric Frenchman, and this episode is titled Going Sky High with Disney's Skyliner. That's right, this episode is going to take a look at the brand new Disney Skyliner and also a review of Disney's newest hotel, the Riviera, complete with a dining review of their new dining experience, Topolinos. Here's how this episode is going to roll. First, we're going to introduce you to the Skyliner. Next, we'll look at our experience riding the Skyliner. And then we'll finish up with the Riviera and a dining review of Topolinos. So sit back, enjoy the show. Thanks for listening, and let's go on that ride. The Skyliner is Disney's it's new. It's their air gondola system that harkens back to the earliest days of Disney World. The Skyliner runs between Epcot and the Riviera Hotel, Hollywood Studios, and the Caribbean Beach Hotel, with the Caribbean Beach Hotel serving as a main terminal. There is a line that runs between the Riviera Caribbean Beach and the Art of Animation and Pop Century resorts. You, of course, can get on in any of those spots and get ready when you do because it's an awesome ride. Yes, it's just not a transportation system, it's a ride. It's so awesome that we just rode it just for the fun. That's right, we took a ride on a Disney transportation system just to have some fun. Try doing that on the bus system. The Skyliners are all individually designed, and most of them are theme wrapped with different Disney characters. Oddly enough, when we went on it, we didn't get a special wrapping, so my girlfriend Lisa tried to wait for one, but they didn't let us do that. Anyway, the gondola is a work of engineering marvel when you see it in action. Seriously, while they were testing it during our fall 2019 trip, we just stood there and watched it in action even though it wasn't carrying anybody at the time. When it's your time to board one, it slows down to a little bit of a slow crawl and stops just long enough to allow anyone of any skill or any age to get on. You sit on the benches in the gondola. However, keep in mind that if you do have a small party, they may seat you with another family. That happened to us, and you know what? It was fun. There is no air conditioning in the gondola, but there is a ventilation system which should keep you cool. We didn't ride it yet in the summer, well, because we've been there fall 2019 and then over Christmas week 2019 to 20. So I can't tell you how good it's going to be when it's like 105 degrees in Florida. But I think it's supposed to keep you cool. The doors close automatically, and then you slowly start to take off and climb up. And you climb up, and you go up, 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 like 60 feet in the air. So if you're afraid of heights, well, either don't look down or don't go on it at all. The ride is unbelievably smooth, and the views are breathtaking. Due to the design of the gondola, everyone has a beautiful view. If you're going between Epcot and the Riviera, there's a little curved station, which makes it even a little bit more awesome. And then just like that, the gondola slows down at the next station, and you are out. You're probably wondering how long it takes to go between the stations. Well, we did take the Skyliner from Hollywood Studios to Epcot, and it took about 25 minutes. I totally recommend that more than taking the boat, because when you take the boat, it has multiple stops. We also took it from Hollywood Studios to the Caribbean Beach Hotel, and I'd say that's about 10 minutes or so. When traveling on the Skyliner, you will most likely end up at the Caribbean Beach unless you are taking the Skyliner from Epcot to the Riviera Hotel, which is the only route that doesn't go directly to the Caribbean Beach station. The Caribbean Beach station is a major switch station. Wow, that was a tongue twister. Well, It was a major switching station, kind of like Penn Station of the Skyliner, where they're all three of these Skyliner lines converge into one spot. So if you're going from, say, Epcot to Hollywood Studios, you have to switch at the Caribbean Beach Station to go to the Hollywood Studios line. The station is well organized, so don't be afraid of it at all. And there are plenty of cast members around to help you. Plus, when you get there, you will see another example of how awesome the Skyliner is when you see all three lines converging together in one station. The Epcot station is located outside of the International Gateway entrance, which I like to call the back of the park. And you have to go through security as well as the turnstiles to get back into Epcot. That entrance puts you between France and England, down by that, there's a little incline down by the hill. So it's a great option to take when you want to eat outside of Hollywood Studios, which I highly recommend, unless, of course, you're eating at one of our favorite spots, which is the Brown Derby. You could dive in and you can listen to some past episodes to see why the Brown Derby at the Hollywood Studios is one of our favorite restaurants. Also, when you walk right past that entrance into the park, there's a good store which has some awesome Skyliner items, and there was also a character greeting for Minnie Mouse right outside that store. Of course, they can move that, but right now there's a character greeting for Minnie Mouse. The Hollywood Studio Station is also outside the main entrance to the park. There isn't anything spectacular about it other than if for some reason the Skyliner isn't running, it won't take you too long to pivot either towards the boat, which will be, if you're looking at the Skyliner, down toward the left, or to the bus system. Basically, it depends on where you go and what you're going to want to do. If you're heading to Epcot or one of the Epcot hotels and the Skyliner is not working, take the boat. Otherwise, grab one of the buses. Another trick we learned when we ditched our last useless Hollywood Studios Fast Pass and grabbed an Exhibition Everest Fast Pass at Animal Kingdom, you have the problem going between parks. That's the age-old Disney travel issue. How do you go from park to park? And that's exactly what we were attempting to do when we ditched that last Fast Pass and grabbed the coveted Exhibition Everest Fast Pass. The usual rule of thumb is for you to go to a hotel and then at that hotel, grab transportation to a second park. Now, thanks to the Skyliner, you have a quick, fun option. Your best solution, if you're trying to go between Hollywood Studios and Hollywood Studios and Animal Kingdom, is take the Skyliner to the Caribbean Beach Transportation Hub and then wait for a bus to the park where you want to go next. Don't make the same mistake we did. We walked to the Caribbean Beach Hotel and then got on their main bus stop. That sounds like fun, except it loops around, and guess what? You ended back over at the Transportation Hub, the Skyliner Transportation Hub. So, if you want to go hang out at the Caribbean Beach, go right ahead. Otherwise, go wait at the Transportation Hub bus stop for your bus to the next park. Boom, super fast and super quick. There is, of course, 3 other hotels that are on the Skyliner line, and if you wanted to tour them, go for it. The hotel we did visit, because we had dinner reservations there, was the brand new Riviera Hotel. And the restaurant where we had dinner reservations at was the brand new Topolinos restaurant. So when I was planning our last trip, I jumped at that opportunity to make a dinner reservation at the new restaurant because, hey, it's a new restaurant. It's on top of the Riviera Hotel. We ended up going back to our hotel room that day when we had our reservations. We took a lift from Bay Lake to the Riviera Hotel. And when you pull up at night, it is well lit. It's bright. It's beautiful. It has that European feel. I described the setup of the hotel when you get on the inside as sort of like 2 horseshoes side by side, and you sort of enter right in the center where the 2 horseshoes would meet. When you enter that hotel, it has that brand new hotel smell, fresh paint and that clean smell. We took the elevator right up to the top for our reservation at Topolinos, but they were running a little behind, no surprise, so we went back downstairs and toured the hotel. The first place we stopped, of course, was the gift store, and we also checked out their bar. The one comment I'd make about the quick service, the bar, and the store is it seemed to be a little smaller than similar DVC Disney hotels, but that's okay. The snack foods and desserts looked unique to the Riviera and looked quite tasty. The pool area looked beautiful. The area is set in, say, a half-moon shape with the Riviera pool on the inside and then a lake on the other side. So it looks like the grass area between the pool and the lake, it sort of forms an island where the pool would be on. I think I described that properly. There are plenty of tables and city areas, and the pool really looks beautiful. Keep in mind that this is a Disney DVC hotel, so there are usually studios, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom suites, and more. So you're really getting a lot more room for your money. We didn't get a chance to check out any of the rooms, so I can't tell you. But since they are DVC, I can tell you it's like a mini apartment. And if you get the 1-bedroom suite, you'll have a kitchen. Well, after our quick tour of the Riviera Hotel, we were called up for our reservation at Topolinos. The closest Disney restaurant I could give you as a comparison to Topolinos is the California Grill. It's definitely not as upscale as the Cali Grill, but it's pretty close. You'll want to be a little dressy for it. We weren't, so take it from me. Dress up just a little bit. Nice dresses, skirts, nice shirts, pants, that kind of thing. I wouldn't go there in t-shirt and shorts. It's got a similar feel to the California Grill in the way the restaurant is designed. On the waiting area, you have wines and cheeses. Yum. There are also views of the kitchen and wood grills. You also have large windows overlooking the outside. And you could take in the nightly fireworks at either Epcot or Hollywood Studios. It's really beautiful. The design is awesome. It's really upscale. There's a character breakfast, which of course we didn't try. And the food, like the actual Riviera, or at least the food for dinner, is an Italian and French cuisine. We started off with their bread service, which of course comes with their homemade bread, made in an Italian imported bread oven or machine. I don't really know for sure, but it's definitely made in some imported machine. It was accompanied by 2 different olive oils. Our favorite was the fruity one, which was called Reserve Jean Reno. Totally delicious. It's hard not to fill up on their bread service, but trust me, do your best. For our appetizers, the 3 of us split the burrata and a homemade ravioli. Both were super delicious, and the good news was the burrata came with more bread. Yay! Our entrees, bad typo, our entrees were a homemade herb fettuccine with seafood, the rigatoni with braised chicken, and of course, I had the bouillabaisse, which we were told was awesome, and you have to try it. So we did, and it was. And besides, who doesn't like saying the word bouillabaisse? Everyone loved their entrees. The homemade pastas were done just right, and the bouillabaisse was perfect with plenty of seafood. Again, who doesn't like to say the word bouillabaisse? It's a little expensive, but it is one of their top table service restaurants. But as long as you have Tables in Wonderland or Disney dining, the price is pretty good. Again, I put this in the same league as California Grill, Flying Fish, and the Yachtsman. Maybe a notch a little bit below them, but definitely yummy. If you're smart and you get a reservation later in the evening, like around 7:38, you can enjoy one of the fireworks shows from their rooftop. Great food, great drinks, and a great view. Awesome ending to your Disney day. And that's a wrap for episode 14. You got a review of the Skyliner, how to use the Skyliner. We're going to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, quick overview of the new Riviera Hotel, and a review of the brand new Topolino restaurant. I've heard some feedback from a lot of you, especially friends and family, that say they want to hear how to book a vacation with little kids. So I'm going to go back in time. I'm going to give you some of my tips on how we used to book our vacations when my kids were little tiny tots. I'm going to have to remember how to do it, but I think it'll be fun. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging in there for all these episodes. And thanks for going on this ride.